How's it going? Ryan here at etrailer.com. Today on our 2018 Mitsubishi Outlander, we're going to be taking a look at and showing you how to install the Curt T connector vehicle wiring harness. Our wiring is going to allow us to transfer the lighting signals from the back of our Mitsubishi to our trailer, keeping us safe and legal. One of the things I really like about this kit is that it uses a converter box. Now what this is going to do is protect your vehicle's factory wiring if a short or anything like that were to occur on the trailer side. What's kind of nice is the dust cover that comes included is big enough to wrap around our safety chain loops. That way when we drop our trailer and plan on using it later, we don't have to open the hatch and put it back inside. And to help prevent corrosion and last longer, I do recommend occasionally coating your terminals with some dielectric grease. And whenever we're done using it, we can put it back by opening up our hatch, and coiling it up, and putting it into our storage compartment. That's going to keep it out of the weather and out of sight. Now whenever you are ready to use it, just grab it and drape it over our threshold. Now I do want to point out, anywhere on the threshold where there's weather stripping is going to be just fine. You just want to avoid getting it close to our latch here. Once we drape it over, just close your hatch. This is definitely one of the easier ones I've had to install, and with a basic set of hand tools, you're not going to have any issues. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and do it together now. To begin our install, we're going to be working here in the back of the vehicle, so we'll need to open up our hatch. We're going to need to remove our floor covering, so this simply, we'll just lift up on it, take it out, and set it off to the side. Then we're able to remove our cargo tray. Now this is just held in place by a couple Phillips head screws. And just take this out and set it to the side as well. Next we're going to remove our threshold, and we'll do this by hand. We'll just kind of grab on the bottom side of it, kind of pull out and up. We're releasing the clips. And these are the clips that I was mentioning in our panel that go into the body of our vehicle. And we'll set this to the side. On the driver's side panel, we're going to have to take out 3 Phillips head screws. We're going to have one right here, as well as one right here. Now we can work our panel away from the body of the vehicle. Just kind of pop it free. The connector that we're looking for is going to be located right here. It's going to be taped up to the harness. So we'll go ahead and peel that tape off. That way we're able to work with it. Now we'll grab our new wiring and we will just simply plug the two in together. Now we're going to need to choose a spot to attach our white ground wire. And what I found was there's actually a factory ground right here in a perfect location, so we're just going to use that. So we'll remove this bolt using a 10mm socket. Then what we're able to do is take that bolt, run it through that ring terminal, back into our factory wire here, and then just tighten it back down. We're going to use our two-sided sticky tape to mount and secure our box. Now it's a good idea to use a little rubbing alcohol to clean off the surface. We're going to first peel back one of the layers on our tape. Stick it to the box, push down on it, make sure it is stuck really well. Now we can mount this to the body of the vehicle. And the spot that I chose is right here where it's nice and flat. Went ahead and cleaned that surface. We'll peel off the other side of that paper. And just push our box into position. I went ahead and used a zip tie just to clean up all of our extra wiring and secure everything. Now when we push our panel back, you want to make sure that your 4-pole wiring is going to run underneath it. That way we can drape it over our hatch here easily. Now at this point, we can push our panel back into place and put everything back together back here in the reverse order that we removed it. Now your weather stripping can get kind of jammed up when you try to put the panel back on. So one trick you can do is kind of work that weather stripping back with your fingers and push your panel back into place a little bit at a time. Alright, now we went ahead and moved on to underneath the hood. We're going to be working right here on the driver's side next to our battery. What we're going to do is locate a plug, and that's what it'll look like. Now this was just taped down a little bit to the wiring, so I went ahead and just removed that tape so we could move it around. And this plug is going to have a dummy plug in the end of it that we'll need to remove. So to get that dummy plug out, we'll push down on that center tab, and as we're pushing down on that tab, you can just grab the plug and pop it out. Now we can take our other connector. We're going to want to make sure that the fuse is not installed. What we're going to do is just plug our connector into that factory one down here. So we'll just line it up and connect the two together. Now we can route our wiring over to the positive terminal on our battery. So we'll go above our battery, but underneath our air box here, and out through this side. Now we can lift up our battery cover and remove this nut. I'm going to do that using a 12 millimeter. And we can grab the end of our wire with our ring terminal on it. And attach that to the stud. Slide it over. And just tighten our nut back down. I went ahead and cut out a little opening on our plastic cover. That way it'll close. And once we have that done, we can take our included fuse and push that into the holder. And don't forget to close your dust cover. I went ahead and used a few zip ties to secure our wiring. And with that being said, now we can test it all out to make sure it's working. To check our wiring, I'm going to be using a tester. However, if you don't have one of these, you can always just hook up to your trailer. So we'll first try our left turn, our right turn, our brake lights, and our running lights. And that'll finish up our look at and our installation of the Curt T connector vehicle wiring harness on our 2018 Mitsubishi Outlander.